Misconceptions abound when it comes to cats, especially from people like me who grew up with dogs. Whenever I encountered a cat, I was always left baffled by the interaction. I always thought that they were cute, but I never understood what people saw in them beyond being cute. I always felt like we weren't communicating with each other, missing each other, like we were from two different planets. If you think that cats should react like dogs do, well, then that same logic would apply to any creature, right? Once you understand the way a cat reacts to the world around them, you'll see all the familiar charms that you are looking for. In this video, we'll narrow it down to just a few characteristics: meowing and purring. Do you understand what cats are saying when you hear these sounds? Meowing is probably the most common form of vocalization used by cats to communicate with humans. Here's an interesting fact that took me by surprise. Adult cats typically don't meow at each other in the wild, but domesticated cats quickly learn that humans respond to this sound. They often use it to get our attention to convey their needs. Here are some of the key insights into a cat's meow. Whether you know it or not, cats have a huge repertoire of meow sounds that they make, each of them with their own meaning and purpose. As an example, some have meows that are short and sharp. They almost sound like a chirp sound. This sharpness typically indicates an urgency or a frustration. My cat Maxie loves to chirp at me. It usually happens when she wants something from me and she's frustrated. It can be food, or it can be something as simple as a greeting from me if I've been busy and she walked into the room and I hadn't acknowledged her. Other cats have a softer, more drawn-out meow, which expresses contentment or a greeting. When a cat meows or reacts to you in any way, in addition to listening to the sounds that they make, it's important to take the context into consideration. The context can provide valuable clues about their meaning. For example, your cat might meow loudly by the food dishes because he wants to eat. The food meows are the easiest ones to figure out, obviously. My two cats meow for very different reasons. Jack only meows when he's hungry, and if we ignore him because he's asking for food outside of scheduled times, the meows get louder and more dramatic, almost comical. Now Maxie, her meows are mostly to let me know that she's unhappy with me. The way I interpret them is that I'm not paying enough attention to her. She maybe wants to be petted, or other times she might chirp at me when I'm disturbing her. She loves to sleep on my chair, and if I move her ever so slightly so that I can sit, that might cause me to get a tongue lashing from her. It's quite funny. Based on the tone of her chirps, you can almost put English words to the chirps and feel what she's saying to you. She's extremely expressive and communicative, which takes me back to my original point. Cats get a rap for being aloof by people who haven't yet cracked the code on how they express themselves. Once you've cracked that code, a whole new world opens up. The change in pitch and tone of your cat's meows convey their emotions. My Maxie is especially good at that. For example, if I'm brushing her and she's near the end of her patience level with me, she will let out a very long meow in a lower pitch, and a tone that she uses would be the same tone a human might use with words like, "Okay, enough already. You're really starting to annoy me." They don't have a language, but they use the emotions in their chirping and meowing for sure. Some cats learn to meow persistently to get what they want, whether it's food, affection, or playtime. My Jack is all about the food, and when he's really hungry, his meows get very dramatic. He's like a 7-year-old who wants ice cream before dinner. All right, let's talk purring. It's another very common form of communications that cats use. It's also one of the most known sounds that everyone knows. If asked, most people would tell you that it would mean that the cat is happy, which is true, but it's only one of the meanings of purring. Cats will sometimes purr when feeling stressed or when they're sick and feeling pain. Humans sometimes use meditation to relieve stress, pain, and anxiety. Well, cats will purr to accomplish this. Some experts believe that purring releases endorphins in the cat, which helps calm themselves down in stressful situations or to alleviate pain. You may have noticed that when you bring your cats to the vet, they start to purr. This helps them relieve some of the stress associated with visiting the vet. Cats may also purr as another form of communication with their humans. A cat's purring can be a reassuring sign that they're feeling safe and secure in your presence, strengthening the bond between you. My Maxie does this a lot. She will hop up on the sofa next to me, lay down, and just start purring. I believe that she's happiest when she's on the sofa with me. A third way that cats use purring is to solicit attention. I think this is closely tied to the previous reason. As I said, my cat Maxie will hop up on the sofa with me and lay down and immediately start to purr. Well, she's got me perfectly trained because as soon as I hear it, I begin to rub her ears, which is her favorite spot to be touched. She purrs, and she gets the behavior that she wants from me. Pretty Pavlovian if you ask me. Truth be told, there's still a lot of mystery around why cats purr. Even the most knowledgeable cat experts aren't quite sure they completely understand it. Now that you have a better understanding of cat meows and purrs, here are some tips for deciphering your cat's communication. In addition to a purr or a meow, looking for these other signs will help you understand what they're telling you. When you hear the meow or purr, take note of their body language. Watch for cues such as their ear position, their tail movement, and their facial expressions to get a complete picture of what your cat is trying to communicate. Another useful tool is to really get to know your cat, and if you pay enough attention to them, you will very soon. Every cat is unique, and they may have their very own distinct vocalizations and behaviors. By spending time with them and taking note of their reactions to the world around them, you'll soon feel comfortable understanding them. When a cat meows or purrs, take the time to respond to them. Whether it's providing food, affection, or playtime, it's important to show them that you understand them, and responding to them is a great way to strengthen the bond between you. Finally, as always, if your cat's meowing or purring patterns suddenly change, it could be a sign of a health issue or other behavioral problem. You should consult with your vet to rule out any medical concerns. Well, I hope that you've learned that cats have a very sophisticated way to reach out to us. Their language extends far beyond meows and purrs, though. By paying attention to your cat's vocalizations, body language, and behaviors, you can gain valuable insights into what they think and feel. Does your cat communicate with you? How well do you think you know what they're saying? Drop down in the comments section below and tell us about your cat's communication skills. We love and welcome your comments about this topic, ideas for future topics, and anything else that you might like to share with us here. Here's a question for you. Do you have multiple cats in your home? Do they get along with each other? You want to know more about this? Watch this video and I'll see you there.